Okay guys, I'm going to cut up that Wildfire soap this morning. And here's the log. It's a mini loaf. I've got sparkly copper there to enhance the look of the fire. I don't know if the camera's picking that up real well, but the copper really picks up those, it accents those, you know, quote unquote flames there on the top. Okay. Oh, and here's just an example of a sample. That's not coming in good at all. The samples, you know, they're not so pretty, but I have put just a touch of copper there on the top. But of course, you don't get the flame effect. Okay, so let's get cutting this up. And I'm gonna do a crinkle cut on this one, you know, give it that whole real fiery effect. There's just a few samples there. Oh, and the ongoing saga, I forgot the scale. I don't know why I always forget the scale, but I do. At least I'm consistent, right? Okay. There's the looks of it there in the middle. Got a little bit of sap from the maple trees yesterday. There's a little, I don't like that little bubble in there, but not enough to do a batch, but that's okay. We have it in the cold, and we will keep collecting the sap until we get enough to start boiling a batch down. And it's too cold today, I think, for the sap to flow. I went and checked it this morning, and it's frozen right up in the buckets, and it's not flowing at all. So it's just too cold. You have to have cold nights that get below freezing and warmer days. And it's really nice if the sun comes out, because it hits those trees and warms them right up and makes that sap flow. And today it's 27, even though it wasn't super cold last night. It did get below freezing, and then it's only 27 right now, and the sun is not out, so the sap is just not going to flow today. And it takes about 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of maple syrup. Right now we just make it for ourselves, really. We don't sell it or anything yet. Don't know as though we ever will. But it sure is nice to have for ourselves. Saves a lot of money too. Maple syrup's expensive. I think I can't remember if it's probably 32 ounce. It might be 16 ounce, but it's probably 32 ounce, so a quart. A quart of maple syrup at the store, the real Maine maple syrup that we buy, is like 20 bucks. So it's nice even if we can only make a couple gallons. It's really nice to have. I'm hoping to make a few gallons. I'd like to make like 4 or 5 gallons or so this year. Okay, so I'm going to cut my samples off the end here. I'll just cut this in half. I'm going to get it sideways so I can see. So most of these bars, I'll show them to you. Most of these bars came out over 5 ounces. So they'll cure out to about 5 ounces. I kind of adjusted my recipe, my batch size, to try to get a little bit more out of it and get a nice full, 16-pound mini loaf, which my mini loaves are coming out to be 18 to 20 ounces now. I just want to make sure they're at least as much as I advertise, so I kind of increased my batch size, and I've noticed it's it's increased my size of my bars too, which they're a little bit taller, and that's okay. I'd rather they be not as tall and chunkier, so I have to keep working on that. Because I'd kind of like them to be a little bit shorter and be thicker, but I'll keep working on it, figure it out. And there's the samples, and there's the little mini loaf. And I've got in here, last night I poured this at about 9:30, so I'm not going to cut this up until this afternoon or evening. But this is my dragon's blood. And I usually put, what are those called? Oh, that's awful. I knew I'd forget it as soon as I went to say it. Ha ha ha. Oh, good Lord. I can't remember. But anyway, this time I put lychee berries on the top. And I usually put the other thing, and I can't remember. But when I went to grab it anyway, after I poured it, I went to grab those other things, and I didn't have any more. So I went ahead and just sprinkled some lychee berries there on the top. And I actually think I like the lychee berries a little bit better because they're not quite as big. And I'll try to make sure to figure out what the name of that other stuff. It always escapes me. And when I cut it, I'll tell you about that. But okay. I'll try to record this one cutting it up too, but no guarantees. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.